Right, let's take a live look over downtown Sacramento on this cool morning. While Sacramento is also known as the city of trees, as it warms up, we start seeing all that pollen. With more on how to fight against allergies, here's our Rob Carlmark. Rob, yeah, we see that stuff flowing all around.
You know, allergies becomes a weather story, certainly because on any windy spring day, because we are still in spring, in the valley, you could almost hear people's allergies acting up. In places like Sacramento, known as the city of trees, it can become the city of sneeze. But is there anything you can do to help yourself? Well, it turns out some planning can go a long way.
One of the great things about the Central Valley is that everything grows here. And one of the bad things about the Central Valley is that, well, everything grows here, including the things that can make you sneeze. You see, when it comes to plants and pollen, that means there are a ton of varieties out there, and just one can send you sneezing. So experts say to get yourself tested first.
So I think the first thing would be just kind of understanding what allergies you have, right? What trees are going to be the worst for you in a certain time of year. Allergies come and go throughout the whole season, whether it's trees, grasses, they all have different time frames as far as when they're pollinating and when they're producing that pollen.
In some areas, sycamore trees define and line the historic areas like Land Park and East Sac. They look great, but can be a localized allergy factory.
Trees have a really high pollen count. They have a lot of dust that's affiliated with them, and so having those around, like this time of year when there's no rain, there's no moisture to hold that pollen, that it's not going to be fun for you.
There is one other way to improve your odds of avoiding some allergies. Some trees, like the Chinese pistache, have male or female variety, and choosing the female can reduce pollen. Also, some trees that don't have a flowering cycle, like maples, can cut pollen down as well.
So finally, routine maintenance can help your trees be healthy and cut down on the size of the trees and the pollen-producing limbs. So literally, you can cut down some of your allergy issues. You want to trim, not fully remove the tree, because, while we're concerned about pollen and allergy issues, there's so many benefits to trees. It really does outweigh them. It's just about planning, making sure that you're not allergic to the tree that you might be planning where you're going to live, and also just avoiding some of those issues, and maintenance can go a really long way.
Yeah, the other day when it was really warm outside too, trees make a huge difference. It was really hot outside, and immediately when I walked, I think I was in the downtown area, through an area with a lot of trees, felt super cool over there. So definitely important to have those around, but good to know if you have allergies.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, we have all these old trees, and so you bring up a good point to just maintain them. So many people, I get sad when they say they're cutting them down.
Right.
But don't do that. Just maintain your trees because, like you said, the shading, and they're just beautiful, the aesthetics to the neighborhood.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's just a hallmark. I see this all the time in neighborhoods.
Right.
A home sells, new folks come in, they're like, I don't want to rake leaves ever, and then they cut down this big, beautiful tree that's been there for 80 years, folks, and then all of a sudden they're complaining about how hot it is because they removed the tree. So maintenance really is the key. Although it's expensive, the benefits are huge, and it adds value to your neighborhood and home. Anyway, I'm a tree guy.